how to increase enrollment without compromising quality. So, whether you are running a public school with 70 pupils in one classroom, a private school with empty seats, this hour is for you. And I invite you to take your seat and let's go through this journey in the next 1 hour. Last week on this program, we examined the reasons some schools struggle with enrollment. But today, we are moving beyond the problems. We are focusing on solutions. I'll be right back. I'm going to take you through a number of things today before I start to dish out the strategies you can use to increase enrollment in your school without compromising quality. And the first thing I want to do this afternoon is to look at what I call enrollment through quality reality check. What does that mean? We are looking at growth in a school, your enrollment. If you have enrollment, you have growth in your school without planning, it will destroy your quality. Let me give an example. Your facility was meant to have 50 pupils. Without planning, all of a sudden, you have a burst, an explosion of up to 150 students. The facilities are not enough. 150 students for toilet facilities that were meant for only 50 students. Of course, the students will go back home to tell their stories that they almost shit on their pants while waiting to use the toilet. And such stories always piss off parents. Overcrowding. When the class is overcrowded, it may lead to teacher burnout. What that means that your weak systems, your systems that are weak will collapse under pressure. More students does not always mean better school. For public schools, I'm proud to say that I happen to be a product of the public school, though my first 3 years I spent as a teacher was in a private establishment. All other years were spent in a public school. And I think I know the psychology of some of us. You may think that you don't need enrollment. After all, if you're on level 17, even if you have 50 students in your school, government will still pay your salary. So for public schools, what does more enrollment mean? It means more government allocation and more parental support. Let me explain that. In the government schools, the amount of grants you will receive every term is entirely dependent on the number of students in your school. So even if your number was low at inception, when you got there as a principal, if you can endeavor to increase the number from whatever you met it, by the time you are putting in your request for grant next time or next year, the government will take into consideration the number of students in your school. And that is one advantage that you have. In private schools, empty seats means less revenue. It kills cash flow. For parents, they want quality, not overcrowded classes. For teachers, when your school is filled, their salaries are guaranteed. And as normal human beings, we always want to be associated with progress. If a teacher is in your school and your school is not growing, and is a good teacher for that matter, more importantly, if that teacher is taking core subjects like English and mathematics, you may lose that teacher if your enrollment is low. People always like to be associated with growth, with success. More students, more money. Growth, I want to tell you, is not success. Sustainable growth is what is success. I'll be right back. By next September, schools will be resuming, and some of us will like to change the schools for our kids for one reason or the other. Not necessarily because the school your kids are attending now has become bad or something bad has happened or there has been a decline in quality of instructions. No. Maybe because you have moved to another area. And with petrol at 1,300, you may want to consider that and change. So this afternoon, I want to give parents what I call enrollment checklist. What do smart parents do before they put their children in any school? So before you enroll your child next time, ask yourself 3 questions. Is the school safe? Safety is number 1. Number 2, do teachers care? Number 3, can you see proof of learning in that school? These are just 3 of the 10 things smart parents check before they choose a school. Do you want the full list? Text enroll to the number I'm going to call out now. Just text enroll and get our free checklist that I call 10 things smart parents look for before they enroll. 070 47 00 3969. Let me take that again. 070 47 00 3969. And the second number 070 47 00 2969. Let me take that again too. 070 47 00 2969. Just text enroll. Do not call now. Just text enroll. And later in the program, I will give you a PDF of the 10 things you should ask for, you should look out for as a smart parent. Not just a parent, smart parent. You don't just drop your kids in any school. I've said do not call, just send a text, enroll, and I will share what I call 10 things smart parents look for before they enroll their children in any school. Now, let me move to another part of the program, the one I titled Myths and Truths of Enrollment. Myths and Truth of Enrollment. When you say myth, is a widely held belief or idea, but that idea is widely held, but it's not true. Some people describe it as a fake idea, untrue idea, or what they call urban legend. I read somewhere that if 10 million people believe in a dumb idea, it doesn't make it true. It's still a dumb idea. So we are going to look at the myths and truths of enrollment. What people have come to believe, but those things are not true. But even some of our school owners still believe it. I read somewhere in one of the marketing books I read that if you make a good mousetrap, people will beat the push part to get there. But those are those in those days. In this era of competition, in this era, let me even call it cutthroat competition, I've seen places where I went to check their schools to consult for them, and I've seen 3-4 schools on the same street. So same parents, same economy, same environment, and that is what you call very, very big competition. So number one myth that we are going to, I will tell you the myth, then I will tell you the truth. Good academics automatically bring students. That's erroneous. Some people believe that once you have good results, good academic results, good achievement scores, parents will beat themselves to get to your school and they will struggle to be in your school. That's not true. The truth is that visibility and truth come first. There are many schools that are having good results, posting good results, but the schools are half empty. Why? Because people don't know that those schools are in existence. No visibility. Number two, myth. People believe that if your fees are low, people will rush to your school. Parents buy value, not cheapness. I've seen schools beside each other. One is charging times 3 of the other one. The facilities are almost the same, but the one that came in was the second one. And the proprietor believes that by reducing the amount of fees to be paid, you'll be able to attract more students to the school. Unfortunately, it did not work. That was a myth that proprietor believes in. I'll be right back. Another myth that we have come to believe is that people believe that you need new buildings. You need new buildings, well painted, beautiful. Not necessarily. Parents come first for care and results. Many of your parents do not necessarily think about your new buildings. They want to see what your school looks like. And that reminds me, in my university days at University of Ife, I had a lecturer, Professor G.O.I. Ishola Olomola of blessed memory. He taught us something from our part 1. He said, when you are looking at any event that ever happened in history, beware of single story narrative. That you should always take into consideration that there will be many factors. And that's why in history you have immediate factors, remote causes, immediate causes. So in the same way, we are looking at these myths that we are considering. It's not just one. And when we begin to look at the strategies to increase the number of your students in your school, without compromising quality, we are going to be combining a lot of factors together. Because if you do one without doing the other, then you may not get the result. Because what you are relying on is just a single factor. When parents come to your school, they are looking for a combination of factors. Yes, some factors are more important to them than others. But you'll be surprised. Even the one that you consider most important among the factors, some parents will not even see that way. And before you know it, they have taken away their kids from your school without complaining, without fighting. Next time, you will not just see them. The worst part of it is that some of them may even be hoeing. And because we do not have strong association, the other school will not check where you are coming from. The proprietor is just too happy to have another student in his school without knowing the history of that child being brought to the school. Another myth I want to talk about this afternoon is that of the erroneous impression that enrollment is all about advertisement. That is, the more you advertise, the more students will come to your school. Nothing could be further from the truth. I'm not saying that advertisement is not important. But as I've always said, advertisement is just to create an awareness that a school exists here. With that awareness, if it is audiovisual, they will see your buildings, your compound, your library, your laboratory, and all the rest. And then they will now come in for on-the-spot assessment. And then you will discover that their on-the-spot assessment will help them to determine whether their child will be brought to your school or not, more than the advert. And that also reminds me of a book. I've forgotten the author now. What Customers Want. And in that book, I came across this sentence that has stayed with me over 20 years ago. As a businessman, I've used it. That thing says, there is no second chance to create a good first impression. Let me repeat it. There is no second chance to create a good first impression. And it was discovered by a study in Harvard Business School. A prof in a particular field of physics was brought to teach the students. The student did not know anything about him. He taught them for about 2 weeks, and then they gave them a sheet of paper to assess him. And those students assessed him. For those 2 weeks, they knew nothing, absolutely nothing about him, other than he came to teach them a part of physics. 6 months later, they now know that this man made a first class from an Ivy College. He's a professor in that field. He's the only person in that field of physics. They now knew everything about him. Fantastic resume. And then they gave them back. Assess this man again. You know what the study revealed? It revealed that there was no significant difference between how those students described their impression of him the very first day they met him, when they knew nothing about him, and then 6 months later, when they now knew so much about him. No significant difference in their description of him. What does that tell you? First impression matters. And that's why I said there is no second chance to create a good first impression. I'll be back. Yeah, welcome back. This is the Professional Edge, Education Unlocked, reaching you from Oxygen FM 96.9, where we inform, inspire, and ignite. And this afternoon, we are looking at something critical to the survival of any school, especially private schools, and that is how to increase enrollment without compromising quality. Like I said earlier, many school leaders are struggling with enrollment. Unfortunately, some of the advice circulating in the education circle is based on myths rather than facts. And this afternoon, we have been looking at the myths, what we call urban legends concerning enrollment, some of them having to do with believing that good academics will automatically lead to increase in enrollment, lower fees will mean more enrollment, advertisement is all you need, and so on and so forth. And so I want to just take two more of these urban myths that people have come to believe. Some people believe that your environment is contributing to the low enrollment, that where you are located, where your school is. But in that same area where you are, some people will call it, oh, the parents in my area are poor. We are not saying that you should not let the fees you charge your students reflect the financial capacity of your parents. Yes, you should do that. But it doesn't mean that that environment, they are so poor. You will see some of them, they will not put their kids in your school. They are taking them to better schools, charging higher fees than your own. And you'll be thinking that, oh, these parents are poor. Parents are spending money. The only thing that they are choosing differently. That is what thing you need to consider when it comes to the issue of enrollment. And finally, people think enrollment is about the economy, the things are bad, economy is bad, financial situation in the country is terrible, and so on and so forth. But in that same economy, people are doing well, schools are thriving. The question now is, if all these assumptions are not fully true, that is the myths, the assumptions that we have busted, if they are not true, then what are high enrollment schools doing differently? What are those things that the schools that are having high population of students, what are they doing? Both public and private schools. I know some of my colleagues will be quick to point out that some schools are naturally, because of their position, old schools, they are naturally positioned to have more students because they have facilities. What I'm saying is that even as a public school principal, there are things that you can do that will endear parents to your school. The parents, you think they don't know? They know that the teachers in all the public schools, they hold the same academic qualifications. They have almost the same experience. They've been attending the same training, continuing professional development. They've been doing the same thing. There is actually no significant difference between one public school teacher and another, employed by the same government, earning almost the same salary if they're on the same level. But you still believe that, oh, Loyola College naturally should have higher number of students. Oh, St. Anne's should have higher number of students. What I'm trying to tell you this afternoon is that, yes, they can have higher number of students because they have bigger facilities. But beyond that, even your school, you can still come near them. Not that Loyola College will be having 700 students and then you have a lot of empty seats and they are still struggling to get to that Loyola. I've shared my experience with you last week. When I got to Loyola College as a principal, The number was 587. I can never forget. Number was 587. Where I was coming from, it was almost 450. I was coming from. But when I saw the number, I was surprised. But between that time and when I left, I grew the number to over 1,200. I don't know what the number is now. So let us not have wrong impression that, oh, that school was big, they have a name, they have a history. No, you can still grow your number. All you need to do is to take intentional steps consciously, deliberately. You must have it at the back of your mind that this is what you want to do. You want to leave a legacy. When you leave that school, people will still talk about you years after you have left. Because even in public schools, like I said earlier on, you get much more money as grants. You know, when you have many parents, even when you have developmental projects you want to do in the school, when 200 people are contributing, like I always tell my people in the cooperative, when you are contributing 200, and you have 1,000 contributing 200, it's not the same thing as having 150 contributing 200. What you will achieve as the principal of that school will be much more because of the number. The more, the merrier. I'll be back. You're welcome back to the Professional Edge, Education Unlocked on Oxygen FM 96.9. We inform, we inspire, and we ignite. And the essence of this program is to show you various aspects of education that will help you to grow either as a teacher, as a school owner, or even as a regulator. Today we have been looking at the topic, how to increase the enrollment without compromising quality. And straight away, I just want to give you instances of what actually worked for some people. And I'll give you 3 case studies. And at this point, the first I want to give you, I will give credit to my boss, to my mentor, Dr. Adibare Egunjobi. I was on at one of his seminars where he taught us this, which I'm giving you free of charge. And that is what he called Misuya strategy. Misuya strategy. Some people have used it. You know, when you go to buy suya, the man will give you a piece and you just cut it, take, and then put it inside that sauce, and then give it, and then you. After I had that Misuya strategy, I went to a suya spot and I was looking. I just wanted to confirm. In 20 minutes that I was there, waiting to buy my own, 15 people came. He gave them that strategy. He gave them suya to eat. Not one of those 15 left without buying. In the school system, how do you apply that? During long vacation, ask students come for free lesson. Get your teachers ready, because when things don't work, there could be other factors not working. If you are not ready for it, don't try it. Don't try it at all if you are not ready. Your teachers in all the subjects that you want to teach, not necessarily all the subjects, the key subjects, English, mathematics, take one in sciences, take one in arts, take one in commerce. Commercial department, give them free lesson. If 20 or 30 people, people would like to see, they want to test you. This school that has just opened, this school has been there, they want to see how efficient, how effective, how good your teachers are. They send their children to the school. And when they do that, the information brought back by their kids will go a long way in determining. We have seen it. It has been tried. It has worked. Don't say it doesn't work. Don't say, people like Ifa. They like free things. And so on and so forth. And then you discount it. Don't forget I told you earlier in the program that you don't rely on only one method. It's a combination of methods that will give you the necessary result. So that is one. People have tried it, as has worked. Number two, a school principal a private school he told the kids to invite their friends to come for a free lesson. They just come and witness it. If they are convinced, they will choose your school. Okay? You can also some schools have invited parents to live sessions. Come to our school, see how we do things. And there are others who have displayed their students' work on social media. They call it Technology Day. They did some things. Their students manufacture some things, build some gadgets up, and then they showed it. Parents want to see evidence of learning. That the children they send to your school, in a year's time, there has been a change in the way the child thinks, the way he reasons, his activities at home. They want to see. And those parents are eventually going to be your raving fans. They will be the ones to tell others, that was the school my kids went to. Let me tell you, when we change our kids from one school, highbrow school, to a school that was not as big, was not as popular as the one where we changed them from, it was somebody that told us that in that school, they are doing well. This is this. They did not, in fact, in all my years, I've never had their advert on any radio. Not once. I've never had the advert. I'm not saying that advert is not part of it. Advert is good. Even if you come to Oxygen, we give you advert, but we still follow you to your school to see how you are doing, so that you not come back and tell us that our adverts are not effective. We follow you to your school. We are not after that money. We are after results, so that you will say that Oxygen has helped me. This is where I was before I went to Oxygen. When I came back, this is the result. We want to see what Fela Durotoye called visible improvement in performance, VIP. Visible improvement in performance. That where you are before you came to Oxygen and where you are now. So I will now open the line and then I will allow you to call in. School owners, parents, I want to ask you just one question. What's stopping you from enrolling or accepting more students? As a parent, what's stopping you from enrolling in the school near you? As a school owner, what's stopping you from accepting more students? The number to call is 070-4700-3969 and 070-4700-2969. Those two numbers are the same numbers that smart parents or will be smart parents who would like to change the school of their children next term. The 10 things smart parents look for in a school. Just send enroll. I will send it to you. And along with it, I'm going to send you how to get a scorecard ready, how you are going to rate those things. I've given you 3 of those things. I'm going to give the remaining 7 by the end of this program. Thank you. Welcome back to the Professional Edge on Oxygen FM 96.9, where we inform, inspire, and ignite. And this Friday afternoon, We are examining the topic, how to increase enrollment without compromising quality. Yes. The number.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you. Is that Oxygen?
Oxygen, yes, you are on to Oxygen. What's the name and you are calling from?
My name is Adirika Solubi.
Okay.
I'm calling from Sanyo. How are you, sir?
I'm good. And you?
Your program is highly educative and you love it.
Thank you, sir.
Just want to comment it to keep it up.
Thank you.
Actually, I'm a school owner.
All right.
And I've been following you since last week, towards the end of the program last week.
All right.
And I fall in love with what you are discussing. Yeah, absolute truth.
Thank you.
And I gained a lot from it. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you too. So, thank you. So the number to call is 070-4700-3969, 070-4700-2969. Send enroll, and I will send you the 10 checklists you must check. It's not limited to parents. If you're a school owner, you can send in so that you will learn what the parents are looking for. The parents are your customers. And as they say in marketing, the customer is the king. Without them, the school will be nowhere. So let's go to the strategies. How to increase enrollment without compromising quality. Number 1, fix retention before recruitment. Fix retention before recruitment. What do I mean by that? You need to work on how to keep those ones you are having in your school, the kids you have in your school, before you go out to have others added to it. Now it works this way. If you keep what you have and you do not go out to look for others, the ones you have, they may change location, they build their own houses, they will move there, they will leave. The re-terminal classes, they will move out of that place. You need people to replace those ones so that you'll be in business. Don't forget, especially for private school owners, you are in business, and you are in business to thrive. You are in business to blossom. You are in business to leave a legacy. So the first thing you are going to do is to make sure that those that are in your school do not leave, and then you can add more. Because if people are leaving, 10 people left, 10 people came in, you are still on the same spot. You haven't gained anything. Number 2, somebody said, I said it earlier on, there is no second chance to create a good first impression. I remember when I was into laundry and dry cleaning, somebody called me one day and said he has somebody who wanted to dry clean his dresses. I look at myself. I wasn't looking good. And eventually, the person kept calling me. Eventually, I went. I knew I wasn't looking good, but I went all the same. And the person looked at me from head to toe and said, in Yoruba, he said, "She won't dry clean." What it means that they said you're a dry cleaner. It was looking at the way my dress was looking. And that day, I learned my lesson. That wherever I will be going, because the person, I read somewhere too, that in less than a minute, people make up their minds about you based on how you look like, based on how you dress. They just make up their minds. And there'll be no second time for you to say, this is not who I am. Since that day, even if you call me 1,000 times, if I'm not properly dressed, I will not come to your house to pick your dresses. So I always like to look good. So, as a school owner, fix your first impression. Fix your first impression. Your gate, your telephone answering, Your signage, that is the signboard in your school. No, fix it. Number 3, show proof that your school is doing fine. Anytime that they went for competitions and they won, let the whole world know that your school is doing well. Number 4, create a wow event. A wow. Invite parents, come and see what their kids are doing. At the end of the day, those little things they will use to judge you. Number 4, describe your school identity. Who are you? I was at a seminar at Leeds City in 2021. One of the resource persons owns a school in Nigeria, in Ogun State in particular, and he told us that when they established their school, they made up their mind that our school will be known for mathematics and sciences. Their students have been winning. As a matter of fact, their student was the first Nigerian student to win the Global Mathematics Olympiad. He said they had 40 mathematics teachers. During question and answer session, we asked, do you mean 40 teachers in your school? He said, no, 40 mathematics teachers. What's your identity? What are you known for? You must be able to answer the question. Call it in marketing, we call it unique selling point. What is so special about your school? Is it discipline? Is it sports? Is it one? You must find a niche for yourself that this is what you are known for. That is number 5. Number 6, build trust. Build trust with your parents. Communication, feedback, responsiveness. Not that they complain today, for the next 1 week, you are not attending to them. All those things matter to parents. When they give you any complaint, immediately answer them. When they call, don't let the phone ring endlessly. When they are coming to your school to register, make it seamless, easy for them to do. Because those are the things that they will be looking at. They are not looking at the buildings first. They are looking at that kind first impression, how they were treated. And number 7, grow capacity gradually. Don't admit beyond system strength. Like I said earlier on, you have toilet facilities meant for 50 students. You are admitting 150 students. And so when they want to use the toilet, they have to queue. And before you know it, those small boys and girls, they will just shit on their pants and then they get home. The parents get, these ones are not ready. You may not know. They may not complain. The customers that complain to you is your best customer. That person wants you to change. Those that not complain, they will just move to another school. So, we have said you should create a wow event, show proof of what you are doing in your school. Do not admit more than your capacity can take. Number 7 now, I want to say that you must empower your teachers. Empower your teachers. Apart from giving them good salaries as and when due, send them for training. I'm saying it on here and you can fact check me. Every school I was a principal, I organized staff training on my own account, not government account. I organized staff training. And what did I do? And I'm saying this to all public school principals out there hearing me this afternoon. What did I do? I use relationship. One of the things I'm going to talk about on this program next time is relationship. And you will see how you can use relationship. I came across a quote. Whatever money can buy, relationship can pay for it. Let me repeat that again. Whatever money can buy, relationship can pay for it. The people that I used to train my teachers when I was principal, they are my friends. I just leverage on those relationships. I call them. I didn't have to pay them. I just said, my friend, come, I want you to teach my teachers this, and this. And to the glory of God, we improved our achievement scores. Every school I ever went, we improved our achievement score. It's not magic. Public school is not magic. The results are there for all to see till today. So make sure that you train your teachers. And now you, as the owner of the school, the proprietor, the owner of the school, make sure you also go for training. Go for training. Go for seminars. Go for conferences. And I can tell you, one of the conferences I went to was where I learned in 2021 that there's a difference between certificate and certifications. I became a chartered school administrator through one of those certifications. And what I've achieved through trainings, they are unquantifiable. So this afternoon, I want to thank you for being with us today. I said you should send in enroll to those numbers I called earlier on, and I will give you 10 things smart parents look for in a school before they take their kids there. Is it a call? 10 smart things they look for. So as we conclude today's program, let me leave you with this thought. A school can have buildings. A school can have beautiful uniforms. A school can have buses and facilities, but none of these guarantee enrollment, because parents are not just choosing schools. They are choosing safety. They are choosing trust. They are choosing confidence in their child's future. And every day, silently, they are asking one question: why should I choose this school? Why should my child remain in this school? Before we go, imagine this. If every advert for your school disappeared today, if every social media post stopped, if every promotion ended, what would still speak for your school? Your reputation, your culture, your results, your experience. That is what really drives enrollment. Because parents may come because of what they hear, but they stay because of what they experience. And they recommend because of what they believe. So, don't just focus on filling classrooms. Focus on building a school that speaks for itself. When that happens, enrollment stops being a struggle and becomes a natural result of excellence. And remember, keep unlocking possibilities, keep shaping futures, and keep leading with excellence. And remember, finally, better schools don't happen by accident or by chance. They happen by design, because every child deserves a future and every school deserves excellence. I'm Akin Ade. Good afternoon. See you next week.